The Legend of the White Deer. Part 2. The legend says that when a deer acts with selfless courage, with true love, with sacrifice, a faint light begins to form in the mist. And from that light, he walks. The white deer speaks no words. It unleashes no roar. And its power is never used without sacred purpose. His mere presence shifts the balance of the forest. The wind grows still, the shadows tremble, and every living soul feels the ancient power awaken. The predators feel an invisible pressure, a silent force closing in around them, tightening the air and whispering a warning they cannot ignore. The predators feel an invisible pressure closing in around them. The air grows heavy and hard to breathe. The earth begins to tremble beneath their feet, moments before the white deer reveals himself. But why does the white deer save only the pure of heart? It is said that the white deer was created as an answer to selfishness. In ancient times, some deer betrayed their own herd to save themselves. The forest witnessed that corruption and understood that not all are worthy of divine protection. That is why the guardian chooses to protect only those who truly prove their worth. Not through words, but through their actions. Those who stand before danger to shield others. Who defend the helpless before thinking of themselves. Who refuse to abandon the weak in their darkest hour of fear and despair. And who act with unwavering courage and quiet compassion, expecting no reward, no praise, and nothing in return. If the hearts of the animals in the forest are pure, the white deer will appear. If their hearts are selfish, the white deer will never reveal himself. The Legend of the White Deer. Part 3 of the legend. Many animals of the forest claim to have seen a white silhouette moving through the mist. But when others arrive, only silence remains. That is why some of the young call it a fantasy. They say it is only a story meant to give hope. But those who have seen him never doubt, because when he appears, fear vanishes before the enemy does. The true power of the white deer lies in this. He does not attack like a predator, he restores balance. His power is born from the very heart of the forest and manifests through his antlers, which are no mere horns. The white deer's antlers unleash celestial ice, glowing blue as frozen energy surges. A silent beam descends like a lake turning to ice. And when the ice finally melts, the enemy flees, marked forever by a glowing blue scar. Before unleashing his celestial bolts, the white deer awakens another power. The air grows dense. Sound itself begins to fade. Roars are swallowed into nothingness. It is as if the forest holds its breath. In that absolute silence, evil weakens. Predators feel an invisible pressure tightening in their chests. And many retreat without a single strike being made. In this way, the forest seals the sacred legend. However, the legend of the white deer still lives on. The tiger roars with fury, but the white deer does not retreat. The antlers of the white deer begin to glow, first like a faint blue mist, then like cracks of light running along every branch of his antlers. A deep sound vibrates through the forest. Suddenly, white-blue bolts of ice shoot out from the white deer's muzzle, cutting through the air like frozen lightning. The tiger tries to attack, but the energy envelops him, and his body is suspended in midair. Then the leaves and the forest begin to glow. The flowers open. The air feels warm again. The guardian deer lower their heads in a sign of respect. All of them bid farewell to the white deer with a bow, grateful that he had defeated the tiger. "We must go," whispers the deer king. They all run between the trees, leaving the place behind along with the eternal ice where the tiger remains motionless, trapped within it. They are greeted by beavers, rabbits, chicks, colorful birds, friendly foxes, curious hens, and even a panda bear smiling gently. Queen Cat speaks with the baby owl, asking him to fly to the Deer King's forest and inform the fawn that they were able to rescue his mother. The baby owl flies to the Deer King's realm and delivers the message to the fawn, telling him that tomorrow he will be able to see his mother deer. The fawn was overjoyed by the news. He was very anxious. Now the forest and every small creature that calls it home stands safe beneath the restored sky, saved by the white deer's grace and power. Yet the legend of the white deer still lives on. The night seemed endless for the fawn. In fact, the fawn lay awake beneath the ancient trees, gazing anxiously at the horizon, waiting for its mother's arrival. Finally, dawn broke. The day arrived with a sun that illuminated the entire kingdom of the Deer King. A golden light spilled through the forest. The little birds sang, the butterflies flew, the bees flitted from flower to flower, and the air felt warmer again. At last, the Stag King, Queen Cat, and Mother Deer arrive in the kingdom. Then soft footsteps were heard, and she appeared among the trees. Yes, it was her mother deer. For a moment, the world stood still. "Mama!" cried the fawn. They crossed the river. She lowered her head and wrapped her neck around him with great love. Around them, the forest came alive. King Deer was overjoyed to see Mother Deer and her fawn together. Queen Cat watched with relief. Rabbits, birds, foxes, a panda cub, and even the smiling owl approached, witnessing the reunion. All the little animals of the forest were very happy. Suddenly, a faint blue glow still shone on the ice, reminding the forest that the legend of the white deer lives on. But this story ends here. It ends with something powerful, with a promise written on the wind, that even after the deepest pain, life is reborn. And so, this journey comes to an end. If you've made it this far, you didn't just watch a story. You walked it, you felt it, you lived it.
Thank you for being part of this legend. See you in the next story! Don't miss the next story. Subscribe.